Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. In this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. Today is day 266 of that journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run every single day this year, 365 days, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within that time frame. This is my second year ever running. In the first year of running in 2020, at the age of 31, I was able to pump out 1,002 miles, and I did that within 175 days out of the year in 2020. So, me going for the 1,500 miles is over 50% increase, and me going for 365 days is over 100% increase as opposed to the amount I did last year in 2020. I've also challenged myself to run 2 big major races within this time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race, which I actually finished on June 5th, 2021, day 156 of my journey. Was able to run that 31-mile race in the Yankee Springs 50K trail race. Finished it within 7 hours, 15 minutes, 22 seconds. So really excited and stoked about that, especially to keep the streak up after that race. Now the next race coming up is the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That is coming up here less than a month, and I will be running the Motor City Challenge of that race, which entails me running the competitive 1 mile and 5K the day before the actual marathon. So really looking forward to that race as well, coming up here within a month. October 17th is the actual marathon, day 290, with the 5K and the 1 mile being day 289. So again, we're right on the cusp of that. Still getting ready for that before I start the true taper of mileage. So let's talk about mileage. Don't have the official mileage on hand or with me, but we're putting in right around 5.1 for the day, doing the same route I did yesterday. Turning it around now. So it'll be 5.1 for the day. Don't have official mileage for the week, month, or year. Week should be right around 13. Month should be just over 100 now. And year should be 1,213 maybe. But I'll give you official mileage update. I'll cut that in. Do a little snippet and cut that into the video right here, right now, so you will have the official mileage.
Official mileage for the day was 5.1. Official mileage for the week, 13.8. Official mileage for the month, 100.5. And official mileage for the year, 1,213.5.
Now that you got the official mileage, let's talk about the monthly miles. So every single month I challenge myself to do a 100-mile monthly challenge of running 100 miles in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, and I also start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for that charity throughout that month. For the first 8 months of the year, was able to raise money for 8 great charities. Now we're here within the 9th month, the month of September, raising money for yet another great charity. That is the National Rise Syndrome Foundation. And we chose that cause this month because September is Rise Syndrome Awareness Month. So if you'd like to donate to this month's cause, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal pages, Instagram and Facebook story. Within those stories, all you do is click on the link. It'll open up the Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made to this cause and this fundraiser go directly to this cause and this fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any cut or any portion of your donations. So keep that in mind when making them. I do know times are tough though. Not everyone is can afford to donate. If that is the case, the next best thing you can do is just click on that share button and ask others to share it as well, because other than raising actual money, the next best thing we're trying to do is raise awareness for these causes. So get your donations in, click that share button. Let's raise some money here in the month of September, which is coming to a close here soon, for the National Rise Syndrome Foundation. Now let's kind of get ready to get into today's actual episode. Before that though, I'm gonna quickly bring up the word of the day. Do not have it offhand, but I will do a snippet and again edit that into this episode right here, right now, so you have the word of the day for today.
Today's word of the day is chastise. Chastise means to criticize someone harshly for doing something wrong. Chastise.
All right, now let's get into the nitty-gritty of today's episode. Really excited about today's episode.
26 minutes. 3 miles. Average pace 8.
Really excited about today's episode, like I said, because it's something that really hits home with me, because it's what I am. So let's get right into it. Episode 266, day 266. Today's episode's theme is apprehensive. Now, I am a very apprehensive person, and honestly, sometimes to its actual credit of being apprehensive, it's actually worked out for me to worry and to be very anxious and think that the worst is going to happen. Sometimes it's helped, but I can truly say it's not how it goes the majority of the time. I don't know if you guys can tell, the wind has picked up. It is sprinkling out now, so it's getting a little chilly, but it's all good. So there's so many times within my life where being fearful has held me back, when I think I probably could have excelled and progressed in many things, but always having that fearful expectation of the worst thing happening or failing. You know, that's something I've have been very apprehensive about, is just failing in general. Whatever I wanted to be, or I went for, I always had that fear in the back of my mind of failing, and it's truly held me back. And throughout these past 2 years, especially with my running that I've been doing, I have found a true way to try to kind of, push against that. And every time I start to feel apprehensive and fearful that something might not work out, or be scared that the worst is going to happen, these past few years I've been really trying to face that head on, because I came under the belief that it's within those moments of apprehension that if you face them truly with head on, you face them with no fear, you gain a lot from that. You gain a lot of courage, you gain a lot of experience, a lot of strength. So these past 2 years have me really been pushing against the grain, especially in the things that I've been truly fearful of. And there's always room for more and more improvement, but just the improvement I've seen over these past couple of years of me pushing that envelope and pushing against the grain in my apprehension and using it as fuel instead of as fear. It's within those past 2 years where I've truly been able to, like I said, find my strength and find how important it truly is to push yourself against that. So that's all today's episode is truly about. It's about, for the longest time, being paralyzed and actually kind of hurting myself, setting myself back by letting my apprehension truly get the best of me. So what I've been trying again to focus on these past 2 years is when I start to feel apprehensive, to really get down deep and think about what it is that is making me feel like that. And once I find the roots of it, is to truly try to face it head on. And like I said, there's always going to be room for improvement, but these past few years, that has truly done wonders for me. So if you could take anything out of this episode especially, it is to always push against that apprehensiveness that you have. And like I said, the flip side of that, there truly have been times when me being fearful of something has actually worked out in my favor. Maybe not going to something or putting myself in a certain situation where things turned out ugly because I was fearful of it, and it helped me out. But that is not a great way to live. It is not a healthy way to live in fear, and you're definitely not going to develop and progress as a person and grow, because just because we are over 18 and we're adults doesn't mean that there's not so much more to work on and to mature on and to grow with. So it isn't until you face those fears and that apprehension that you can truly start growing. And that's something I've discovered and I've been working on. So I've been working on it day to day, like I said, and it's truly worked out for me, and I'm blessed. So for today, episode 266, your daily discipline, it is to face your apprehensive side head on. Know that sometimes being fearful can work in your advantage, but most of the time it is holding you back. So for your daily discipline today, it is to face your apprehensiveness and defeat it. Other than that though, guys, I'm going to close this episode out. It actually shut off about 2 minutes ago, if you noticed the cut. So I'm going to close the episode out. This is episode 266 of the Defining Discipline podcast. Apprehensive If you guys can, please give the podcast a like, subscribe, a follow, and a share on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been following along and listening on. Other than that, thanks so much for listening and following along. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 267. As always, putting in that work. Make sure you guys stay disciplined. Get out there and be the greatest you can be. There's always room for improvement. Face that apprehension head on, guys. Alright, see you until tomorrow. Peace.